Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
What's up, guys? This is Autumn Academy, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Woo.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today it's an honor and a privilege to have Brandon, Andrew, and Cromer of the band Autumn Academy. Autumn Academy is an alternative rock band from Southwest Michigan. Autumn Academy has released their single Beneath, which is on their upcoming debut album, Pearlescent, which will be released later this year sometime. So welcome to the show, guys, and how you doing?
Thanks for having us. We're doing great.
Heck yeah. How's it going?
Let's jump right into this. How's it been working with Curtaincall Record so far for you guys?
So far, it's been pretty exciting. We are keeping in contact with them quite regularly, and they just keep on offering, a lot of shows and a lot of information, a lot of helpful, advice, and, kind of like guiding us towards where we should be going and, where we're at now. And, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't know before. So right now, we're still pretty new to the whole professional side of this, and Curtaincall definitely has been helping us out a lot.
You currently have an Indiegogo campaign for this album. Let's talk about this a little bit. How's that going so far? And why did you want to go the Indiegogo route on this, guys?
Well, the Indiegogo thing was a short-term thing. It's already over, actually. But we went with Indiegogo because we knew that there were a couple of different sites and a couple of different services that were very similar to that. Like, what's the popular one? Kickstarter, yeah. We knew that Kickstarter and other places like that existed, but we talked with another band that we're friends with, New Day Revolution from Detroit, Michigan. They're pretty sick. They told us about this, Indiegogo, the website. They said that it's different from Kickstarter because you can actually, make your campaign and then you can keep all the money from that. Of course, a small fee goes to the website itself, but you can keep all the money even if you don't hit your goal that you, predetermined for yourself, which I guess in Kickstarter, if you don't hit that goal, then you don't get to keep the money, which is kind of weird.
If you can do it yourself, if you can, because these pages that you put stuff on, man, they're hidden fees, and there's hidden fees about this, hidden fees about that, so you just don't know what you're getting into with all that stuff. Right.
I think we went with a good website, though. Indiegogo was pretty nice.
Yeah, and even though we didn't hit our, the goal of $1,000, any little bit helps for us because we're just, trying to get up and running. So even a few hundred is a huge amount for us, really.
Sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. What's impressed or excited you guys the most about the single Beneath, if anything? What's caught your eye about it the most, guys?
Man, that's a good question. I'm going to take the whole single Beneath as both the song and the video. I think the most exciting part about, the entire process of, recording to, making the video to uploading, the most exciting part was definitely the video for me personally. That was such a huge task, and we did a lot of things that we never did before. It was very draining, and there were many, many long nights. Like we started, we could have started at 7 or 8 o'clock at night and then went until like 4 or 5. That was a very regular thing for that video. We put a whole lot into it, and we think it came out pretty good. We're really happy for it. So that's definitely the most exciting part of it.
And it was all DIY too. So we had our really good friend, Nick Bliss, shoot it, but then everything else, Brandon edited the whole thing. All three of us came up with like the idea for it, storyboard, planning, everything, costumes, which was definitely more intense, but I think a lot more rewarding in the end.
Did it push you guys out of your comfort zone a little bit, of the DIY, honestly?
Oh, yeah.
It definitely pushed us out of our comfort zone. We have done a lot of stuff DIY ourselves in the past. Pretty much all of our videos, including the Indiegogo promotional video, we do it all by ourselves.
Recording the album.
Yeah, we've done everything ourselves. So it's not too far out of our comfort zone, but definitely this pushed us in a completely different direction than we've been before. So Even though it was really, time consuming and we did mess up a couple times, it was a great learning experience. And I think that we're going to be better prepared for next time to make an even better product.
Was it hard to choose between the current set of songs that you have written so far? Which one would be the first single, let alone a video you wanted to release or push first?
Well, honestly, I think it was rather easy because Beneath was actually the very first song that we wrote together. And in the following months after initially writing that song, we had a couple others cooking, and then we were like, man, what should be the first single off this thing? And we were like, you know what, we wrote this one first. We might as well just, put it first on the album and make the video for it first and everything. So,
it definitely feels like a good first song to kick everything off. Like it's really heavy. It's just got a really catchy, melody. And really it's a little bit different than anything we've ever really heard. So we were again, with the first question you asked, it's exciting because we didn't really know how people were going to receive it, and we're happy that everyone likes it so far, really.
Any songs standing out more to you than any right now that you can talk about? Because I know it must change every time you listen to it or you start to work on it. And are there any songs that are kind of fighting their way in there that could end up on this album that's kind of a little behind, maybe?
Yeah, we have a predetermined 10-track list going on for this album. There are a couple of them that definitely stick out. We each have our personal favorites and everything, but there's this one song called Home that we think is going to go over pretty well. It's quite simple, has some good emotion to it. It's kind of hard to describe it without actually, being able to let you listen to it. It is currently getting mixed right now, so we don't have the full copy of it yet, or else we, would love to put it out and let you listen to it. But we actually kind of call it the mom song because it's totally that song that that we could totally see a lot of moms just listening to and then being like, oh, I love that, which they do. We play it at our shows, and, after every set, at least one mom comes up to us and they were like, what was that song? It was so good. And we were like, the mom song.
Mom song.
Yeah. Remember, kids, mama knows best.
Oh, that's awesome. At least you're branching out and they're liking it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's great. We're really happy about it.
Are we going to get an EP or are we going to get a full album? I know you guys said you got 10 songs slated for this, but are you going to break it up or just do a full album?
Yeah, we're going for the full album on this one. This is kind of something that not only we want to do as a band, for sure, with all the songs that we have, we think that we have some really good material here that we're proud of, so we want to definitely put that on one whole, effort there. But, as far as personally, I don't think any of us have ever made a full-length album, have we? Only EPs and stuff. So I think this is a personal endeavor as well for each of us to actually, sit down with each other, write out this full thing from start to finish and put it together every step of the way DIY and just say, we did it. We're proud of this album. And it's like our first album that, not only the band has made, but we as individuals have made. So, yeah.
You mentioned earlier that Beneath was directed by Nick Bliss. What led you guys to work with him, and could you see yourselves working with him on down the line possibly again?
Yeah, so Nick Bliss actually has a couple things going on with his professional life. He has a couple different pages on Facebook and a couple different groups that he works with as far as media and video production goes and everything. We noticed them because they were doing quite a few local bands in our area, their videos, to be more precise. And we were like, man, this would be great if we could just get him. As Andrew said earlier, I edited the video, and that was something that we definitely wanted to keep, just like, the freedom of just let us edit and take our time and make sure everything was exactly how we wanted. So we contacted him and said, hey, could you just shoot it, not edit it, and just, give us the footage to, kind of complete ourselves? And he said that was cool. So we got together, and honestly, he has quickly become one of our best friends. We hang out quite regularly, and we do a lot of stuff together, both, kind of on the friend scale and then as far as, professionalism goes. We do a lot of things together.
So, yeah, we're even kind of talking to him about, the next video we want to shoot from one of our other singles. He actually did the video for the cover we just put out by Panic at the Disco. He's just a bro. He's a really cool guy, and he's everywhere in the music scene. I mean, if you look at any pictures that the band has posted, it's probably by him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What do you guys hope everyone takes away from this single, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any of Autumn Academy's music in general? What do you hope everybody gets from it?
I think the band has some deep stuff that we want to talk about, and we definitely express it in our songs. But I think the number one thing that we want people to take away more than anything else is just to, have fun with it. That's really the most important thing. Nothing's really worth doing unless it's fun or if you like doing it. So, if you can listen to these songs and have, a fun ride in the car, or if you're, like watching us live or something like that. Just have a fun time listening and just enjoy yourself, because, that's really the most important thing to us, is that you just have a good time.
Do you guys still see this band musically growing, or has it just been more of a personal growth for all of you involved in Autumn Academy?
That's a really good question. Yeah. So Autumn Academy definitely will grow. Our music is going to span all sorts of genres. We actually have in mind some future ideas that we want to incorporate, in some of our music, and it's definitely just going to be branching out into completely, untraversed territory. It's going to be quite interesting. As far as individually, this whole process has been really eye-opening, and I think we've come a long way in our own ways, honestly. Just every step in this process really kind of kicked our butt, because we didn't know what to expect. As we said, that this is our first album that we've ever done, both as a band and as individuals. So definitely a lot of growth has come out of this, and we couldn't be happier.
Now, you guys are self-producing this album, correct?
Yes.
Do you guys like to have this freedom of doing it yourself, or do you want to work with a producer possibly?
We really enjoy doing this ourselves. We have pretty much all the gear that we absolutely need to make this thing to come together. And, all the other songs that are going to be with Beneath on the album are going to be pretty much the same quality. So we think we did a pretty solid job considering, where we're at professionally. But, in the future, it would be nice to work with some other people just to help us, hone our craft and to help us kind of make better songs more than we thought that we could possibly by ourselves. Really, the biggest thing is just knowledge, and we want to get out there as much as possible, hear everybody's ideas and everybody's stories to go along with it. And if they can help us make the best possible product, whether it be a producer, or just another guy in a band that we're playing with, or even, like the bartender at the venue. If he has a good idea, we'll take it, because, anything to make it better helps. We're totally open for it.
It was good to have a second opinion on things.
What does Autumn Academy bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, if anything, guys? I know no one's reinventing the wheel, but you can bring more stuff to it and add to it. So what do you guys bring to it possibly?
Man, that's a great question, too. You have an idea, an answer? Well, I think off the top of my head, we're kind of bringing a very eclectic feel to what's going on. Of course, we are alternative rock, and our video for Beneath kind of shows what we're about. All the other songs on the album aren't exactly the same. None of them actually kind of match up with each other in any coherent way as far as where they come from. You know how sometimes you listen to some albums and then you kind of, can tell that they're very, very similar. I don't think that we really have that feeling for many of these songs whatsoever. Maybe one or two have, kind of similar vibe to each other, but basically we're just, that kind of alternative rock band that's trying to, stir things up and just give you a really different experience, because you just don't know what you're going to expect next.
Yeah. And even still, even though every song has almost a different genre, they all work together somehow. I don't know how, but it just all fits together and flows in a really nice way.
It's weird how I see music as a revolving door. I mean, and it even comes back around. If you notice that when alternative, grunge, I guess you want to call it, when Nirvana came along and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, Silverchair, those bands, stuff like that, things changed dramatically in the music world, honestly, I think. But you still had your old school bands like Metallica, Slayer, Exodus, all those bands like that still playing music, but some changed, some didn't. But it's just funny how we're back in the metal now, I guess the heaviness now. And it's just everything changes, but it comes back around to what we're accustomed to. And I think that's cool. Mm-hmm. I think that's cool about music, but I would like to see grunge come back some. Some.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I'd say another thing that, we're not the only people that do it, but in today's age where you have computers and everything's digital and you can make everything perfect to the last, cent of a note or, beat, I think we still really, really value performance. Mm-hmm. And so we always, even though we have all these tools at our disposal, we try to get the best possible take and, play everything correctly and, make it sound as good as possible, but it still has that human feel to it because, there's always those little tiny mistakes that just kind of add to the feeling of the song. We still really value that, I think, which is good.
Speaking of that, since we're living in the digital era, are you liking it right now? We got social media to reach out to more people, which helps. But then, like you said, we've got the recording aspect of it, and you still, like you said, you hear some mistakes, and that's noticeable. Do you like this or no?
It's definitely a double-edged sword. With all the social media and everything, it's great to be able to just hop on your computer or your phone real fast and just reach, millions of people right off, one post. But with that, that brings a lot of competition. That means, with all that power, however many other bands, out there, they are doing that. So if you're not doing that just as well, if not better, then you're going to be falling behind really quick. So, it's a great tool. But for bands nowadays, you really got to learn how to use it. And honestly, we're still learning how to use it. We're not very avid posters, or we weren't before, but I think we're starting to get, in the groove of really putting ourselves out there for the band.
How much local support does Autumn Academy get locally?
Definitely grown.
Yeah, I think since we started playing earlier this year to this point, I think we've gotten quite a good following. We've had some regulars come out. Of course, our friends, like to come out and see us. But, guys from other bands are coming out to see us specifically, which is really nice. And, we return the favor, and we've been going out to other shows and, having a good time at theirs. But, yeah, really, it's been a slow process, but it's like a snowball, You start small and you just get one person at a time.
What can fans expect at a show from Autumn Academy who have not saw you guys live as of yet? What are they going to get when they come to see you live?
They are going to see, that's a good question. Yeah, man. For anybody that's going to come see us live, you're going to notice, goodness.
One thing is, we have things figured out to the point where we're we don't really need to talk between songs. So we just get kind of right to it. You're going to basically hear nothing but music from the start, to the end of the show.
That's a good point. Yeah, we set up our set to be very fluid. We don't like to take a lot of time in between songs to tune and chit chat and stuff and, joke or anything like that. Some other bands do that, and if it works for them, great, then, everybody's having a good time and, they can judge that themselves, and everybody's different, of course. But for us, I think it's more of a well-oiled machine, how we like to operate. So we just get up there, we start, we do our thing. We do have a couple little features in there. We have a drum solo, which people really seem to like. It's not your typical drum solo. Anybody that's seen us before, will know what I'm talking about. And anybody that is interested in coming out to see it, guarantee you won't be disappointed. But, yeah, we really like to just be really to the point, just go for it. And we always give 100% every single show, without a doubt. Every time we step off stage, it's literally like we just took a shower with our clothes on. So,
what made you all want to become a musician? What was that spark for each of you?
Oh, man.
Guitar Hero.
That's a really good one, actually.
That's the answer, man.
That's a really good one. Guitar Hero definitely helped me when I was learning to play guitar. But growing up, I listened to Metallica, Ozzy, Green Day, just a lot of different kind of bands like that. And I was just like, man, that's cool. I want to do that. That's it. I'll do that. And I guess I just want to be a performer forever.
For me, long story short, I wanted to impress girls. but then it actually turned into hey, this is the coolest thing I've ever done with my life. I want to keep doing this. And then I impressed one girl, and now she's my wife. And I love you, Katie.
Oh, I can see him now. He walked over with his guitar. He's like, hey, girl, I just wrote a song about you. I like to hear it. Here it goes. So I want to get back to Guitar Hero. What you said? Guitar Hero helped you to? Oh, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that was me.
How did it help? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, because you're playing a game versus actually playing a guitar. So
I know. Well, at first I was listening to a lot of country, rap, and pop music, and then I played Guitar Hero, and I was like, wow, rock music's pretty cool. And I just really wanted to play guitar out of nowhere, and then that's just kind of what started it for me.
I actually bought what's that game? Rocksmith. I bought Rocksmith.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I could have just left it on the shelf. Yeah, it didn't last no more than 10 minutes, and I was playing Call of Duty.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, if you have an Xbox with a billion games, you're going to go back to Call of Duty,
Yeah.
What Call of Duty was it? Was it 4, World at War? Was it the Black Ops stuff? Which one were you into?
This was on Xbox 360 when I bought Rocksmith. So I want to say 2?
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2?
I think so.
Yeah, that is an awesome game. One of the best, hands down.
We would have stopped playing Rocksmith to play that too.
Is there a country, guys, that stands out or shocks you that Autumn Academy gets support from, or your music even gets played in that area right now?
Yeah, we have a guy from Brazil, right? I think it was from Brazil. Yeah, it was Brazil. This guy messaged us, and definitely not the first guy, but this is the most stand out message that we've received from Brazil. He wanted merch, and he wanted a CD, and he was wanting to play our stuff on a little radio station that they had down there. And it was just so cool. He was so polite, and then he had a little bit of broken English, but it was okay. We could understand it. And it was just really cool to just have someone talk to us like that. I didn't expect to, have our music branch out that far.
Very flattering email.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he lives literally in the Amazon. So I have no idea how he even heard our music. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Probably internet radio. Had to.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. What would you guys like to see this band achieve realistically?
My number one dream has always been to play music, get paid for it, and then don't laugh at me, but I've always wanted to go to the mall and walk into a store and see our band as a shirt being sold. I said, don't laugh at me.
Why would anybody laugh at that? That's a goal. That's awesome. That would be me too. I would love to. I would love to go to a music festival or a concert and see somebody have a BODS Mayhem Hour shirt on. I'd be like, that's pretty awesome.
I don't know how I feel about seeing my face on a T-shirt though.
Just don't look. Just don't look and keep moving.
Yeah, right.
I think I just want to play in front of a crowd where you can't see the floor. It's just a place that's packed with people.
Well, hey, let's do about 50,000 people.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm game.
When is this tentatively going to be released, this album?
We are currently finishing up the last couple of songs as far as recording and kind of going through and shaping some stuff up, tying up some loose ends and all that. So once it gets sent out to our mixing guy, we are going to expect it to be out within 2-3 months, somewhere in there. So probably about October time.
It'll definitely be before this year's over. We're going to make sure of that. We're going to make sure of that.
It's kind of tough just because, we all have jobs and everything, and we all have personal lives that we attend to as well. But, we've definitely taken a big chunk out of all that, for the band, just to make sure that we can get this going and everything.
Yeah. And that's the other side of doing it yourself, is you don't have anyone to rush you or tell you to hurry up. We want to take our time and make sure everything sounds amazing, which sometimes takes longer than it should. But I think it's good that we took the amount of time that we did, because we, thought of things we never would have thought of if we only had a month to record everything. Yeah.
How can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, things like that? And plus, when this album comes out, how can you do that, guys?
We have a website, autumnacademy.com. We also have all the social medias. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have all that good stuff. If you want to contact us via email, we'll definitely get back to you, autumnacademyofficial@gmail.com. And we're also on all the streaming services. So, Google Play, Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much everywhere is where you can find us. And as we, have more stuff pumped out, we will be updating constantly to let you, know what's going on, keep you in the loop.
Before I let you guys go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
What's up, guys? This is Autumn Academy, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Woo!
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please go and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and soon our Twitch link. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel, because all things BODS Mayhem Hour is going up on YouTube as we speak. So you want to like and subscribe and keep up with all the shenanigans that I do. Trust me, there will be some coming very, very soon. Also, get out and check out Autumn Academy's single that's out right now called Beneath. I think you guys will actually dig this. Give this band a chance. Give all these bands a chance. Just give them a fair shot, folks. That's all I ask. And you will not be disappointed. So, Brandon, Andrew, Cromer, I wish you guys the best of luck. And keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.